How to add fields on page layouts. So in StoreConnect, there may come times when you want to add additional fields to your object records or otherwise alter the appearance of the page layout. Sometimes if you have an older version of StoreConnect and suddenly upgrade to a newer version, there may be new fields now available which need to be added as well. Also, in some cases, some fields are unused by StoreConnect but may be used by your Salesforce org, and so you would want to add these back in yourself. So here's how to do that. So for example, I'm on the store record at the moment. Now if you go up to the cogwheel here, and then go Edit Object. This is going to open up the store object in the Object Manager. From the Object Manager, you can see all objects in your Salesforce org. Now here, there are two areas. There are page layouts and Lightning record pages. Page layouts are Salesforce's classic version of page layouts, which are still supported, however they have limited functionality compared to the newer versions contained in Lightning record pages. So say I want to add new fields to my store record, I'd go into the Lightning record pages, select the current StoreConnect store page layout, and from here you can click to edit it. However, in some cases the records may be labeled as managed, which means they are unable to be edited since they are being reserved in case of future updates. However, you can get around this by simply clicking clone. This will create a second version of the page layout. It will then open up the Lightning app builder, and you can now see a complete preview of your page as well as all of its tabs in different areas, and these are now editable. So for instance, I have my store record page here. I have the store info tab, the email tab, the products tab, etc. And every individual field and section can be modified. You can delete them, or in this left-hand column here is where you can add new components. And then by clicking the field section at the top here, we can now add new fields. And scrolling down, you can see all the fields which are currently available for this type of record. So for instance, on my products tab here, I want to add a new section here which contains fields for configuring vouchers. So I'm going to start by adding a new section to the page. So scroll up, we have field section. I can click and drag it and choose where on the page it will go between. This will now create a new section. And on the side here, you can choose whether it will be one column or two. You can then give it a name. So I'll call this voucher. I can then go back to my fields and find all the fields corresponding to vouchers, such as I have expiry length, which I can drag and drop in, as well as voucher expiry unit, and finally the activate points at order status. So now I've simply dropped these new fields onto the page, and they're there and ready to be used. In rare instances, you may also find that some fields have been labeled deprecated, which basically means they're obsolete and no longer used. If you'd like to delete these, you can simply highlight it and click the rubbish bin to remove it from the page layout. Alright, so if I'm happy with this now, I can go up to save. This will now save this particular page layout. However, there's one more step and it needs to be activated. Because there's now more than one page layout, by default the earlier managed version of this page is still being used. So if I click activate, I can now swap that version out for this version. And an additional feature of Lightning pages is that you can be more specific about who and what can access this page layout. So we can set it as the org default, the app default, or fine tune it even further right down to user profiles. So in my case, I'm going to set it as the app default. So I'll go assign as app default, and then I'm going to scroll down and select the 6 apps which make up StoreConnect. Then click next, review the assignments, and click save. It'll now say activation settings are changed. Save again. All right, and we're good to go. So now I'll return to my store record page, I'll refresh it, and go into my products tab, and voila, we now have my new vouchers section all ready to go. And that's the simplicity of adding new fields to your page layouts in StoreConnect.